Adishima mayemu makwa bamra Adom TV kase so efri samria ekopem se no so bebo e don hwe kase ne de ebro na ensema edenam no de edi mu akotene bi ene se yebekwa akohwe Ghana Integrity Initiative wo se ene o ma ha adwen esanse ebase ye kwoti aketahye pradwum de ne kankan a aso man Ghana ye mo ye homoden nti yenye bibi emfanfa ho ye fry de ne betwem Ghana mampanyin na na adodan kwakufu adon so de ensema todwa se kwan a ye fa so tu fom ogudie enkankan se ye boban eni ade no ehon so yenhye dudu yenhye mu nkyene kakra eno so mu nsam ye de ne betwem ska wo de abo manfo wo apiate ene ho nkone ba ye bebo ewrem ansana ne krakra no yakọ akohwe aban town hall meeting ene wo mo ye ni nyina fa e-levy ehon sense mo manfo ache wa adwene de afa ho ensem bi e kan we hu na me obidum bi kwakwa de kumya nwumre making kan dia ma ye na ye homra na fa ye nchas Yamfe ni nchemu ewo kwadwobone DA school na school no kopie mu ewo ho a de efri ho ba enese na omu hiamwa se se mpanyifo atimi akoya ye de akeka wonsase akoya omumwa adane ani je na ekoso ewo school mo Esa ne sa Adom Kasiama ne boni odehye ba wo sujob abo amane mpem bebre se adesuafo a wonom ewo schools ahodo a wo kwandan mensini ne mu no wo hia akade bebre beboa ama watumi asuade ye nti enenam so a wonsa akasa adoye chontoya eye obi a ojobone enkan ko eda na koma so na woni amane boni twetwe nkomo e kire ne ne nti a wodi animu epempanyinfo a wo ba be SS school yi adoye
Miankasa minti nya kwa mmeso na metimi apa na manya obi a oda so mi na yenye nkonya any school adan abema college isu kire fada reverend fada Nobet Oplida ya oya misofo e watching na woni adofo a ewo amana muri kasai eno ne se ene iti eyi ya yede nkonya dual desk wahaba 100 yede bre employee se de beya omonso adisuano ebeko nkan
Ojobone primary school honomo no wondodo no eye ohankono ene aduanan wotwe na wonom nante kwantentene ansa na watumi akwakoduru wonom school mu honomo adesuafo bi ene headmaster Yamani Buni ene wonom atwetwe nkomo no ede tuja say
we has been sitting on stones and also on the ground for so many years, and as these chairs has been donated to us, we are very happy of what has happened in our life.
May God protect him and bless him.
Lots of ways to express my profound gratitude to the donor of this furniture, because as I was posted here as the head teacher of the school, I saw children lie on the floor writing, which I wasn't pleased with that. So I was looking from the right, left to see if I can get any distinct from somewhere. But fortunately, I have Mr. Chinto, my Reverend Father, who came to our aid to provide this furniture. And I'll use this opportunity to thank and promise them that I'll use it for the purpose that it has been given.
Reverend Dr. Father Norbert Okuleda ene de sa enkunya any table si ekoma adesiafo no.
Ye ku school said ye breye enam for my school eso ye enkunya. E dia kama koma ifi me fa be mu se na kupon hira me. Na se me nya bibiji pagina. Sabre ne nim kwase na dan aso. Nso me bibi aboa ebi atia. Nti eno ne dia kama koma makasa obra mi fa musa abofra okusiko oso na kunya okusiko nya bi ntina wanya school dan ntina na kama kuma
Yanko Adanse South Mensini no mu e wa Santemanta mu bia ye friends kremukrum na okopie mu kremukrum a eho omanfo esu ni nyina da ene se enyina mahoden a odi bedi dwuma enya ade a ebi wo ho eno nam so amabu no dodo na Africa no mu eko
Dum kase ade apobe pie mu ewo kremokrom ben atobiase ewo Adanse South Mensini mu ebeduru a nya ne ntie se ekrom a enyina mahode kanea eniha enam so ama emebura wo ekrom ha no bebre etubata ade afiri ekremu ama ade ahokire kese pa ene de abre eye nipa ewo krodua mu ebio adehyiafo nkwada ewa ha aban aboa esi school dankra be insian ade ama wo mo nanso edura nwumra light a nkora no ede bebesua de enti na akwakwa eboache bidin anipa wa ha esrese anka be ya aban ene ne mpanifo emo mo no munya enyina mahode kanea ewo kremu na aboa wo mo ama mo so asetena so atimi akọ eye
titru ene light Sanse abamboy school dan yese biscuit dan yansaka adisa mo fano ene se wodi egwesa bonya latina wodo siade Ndi how ka sepa e wo kroma ka chance e me light so yan kwan so nye
your phone dey say we charge a no krani chisi etwa coincidence da ha ya monam so ba ni akokrum akọ charge e wo so dey my school phone e kọ na ko charge ba omko so a e bu a mbla na phone battery na yira
light ene ya de kase a ye hia okrum a efike boys okrum akọ na light ntino matu kwan kwa akra ne ya de ntino light ndi ye hia pa sa ban e boy e wa light no
light ni anti boys ni nyina fi krum ntisi aka mpenifo na mo kurimu ntisi bibi eto bi asembi to bi kura mbana gise nkokrafo na soso mu na ya de afra bubu ya na enipa na adan abubu ya bafa enipa na odne kokrum
education director nso e wo menchen e wo ha yen director eni nkomo na yebisa se o futuo bi e de ma nkwada ene akyerɛkyerɛfo ene omo badan mu ana
ya meka nyina se project here ene DC ene nipanifo abetwam e de amai ebe boa ntini ya meka nyina sa akyerɛkyerɛfo e de omo beba ha ene wona e wo ha dida ene wona e kyerɛ ade mofra na ade no won so project mu ye sanse abani so ade hu sa bofra nyina mofra nyina benya kwan akọ school no nya ba bi pa atena asua ade
DC e wa ha ye ne DC ni nkomo na ye misa DC se edenti enene wasi schools mienu e de ama ankase ene kremokrum
2020 ye kwa pro me former MP honorable George Odro kwa pro e kudru ankase na e ba kremokrum na wo hwese de o school dan no esitia na e ya reho nkron ketwa no mo so ehia electricity because all the ICT center kra na ye ekohorma na nkane ni wa omuntimi use computer no nti ya de da yakoma so say 54 communities no a ya de ama chana water so mo extend electricity nko na be hese omunyina ensabeka
midin ade Isaac K Nomanyo Adom Kase
Miss Midi di obidum bi ekwa edu komiko komlemle fan of street ha na Adom TV your studio so I kasi ye dey eso mo yenko yenim yemra enkra kopon mo bia e friend se dome adwadifo ma etwema omo se san campaign foot mi abo apata papa de kaza shed amo makotene man ka bebo sanse baby omo ne de fanyinam
baby a megina yi eye dome dwom poli a megina atie yi wo hwe se de nhoma bobọ ho a na chese se de wo dwene wo fie no sa pepepe na tie anhwe ya eja ebetimi atomu ebribia na dome dwom ha no me ba bedru ha no mo no ebotem ha no mo de nikanika machine fo wa ha edwadifo nso wa ha bie ye bisa ne se po ya si ya mutie die ntia na ha na moto ya moton wade
ya pata no mo fa maye nti na ye tipo na si de bia aja tom na na aja tom enyina abro wai ko abo fom wa ha ana we su bo fom na me su me bo fom ana amanfo dwane bisa wa ha nyina omo be hwa na omo di phone na no aja ko bi mu ko akotwa na aja tom no ana omo de be ya sa na omo ko omo ba bi enti ya bra omo be yi wa light phone na se enko pata no omo wie enkom o me si dan no o me wie 8 months pay o me wie be si nne afimienu ni o mu wie lebia eja tom lebia bati se kra na ha nyina eja na ye dwane na so ye ni baby akọ enti na still ye ti ha
Paul mi tina se to ade no eye atore bia na eja atom na ya dwane nso mi ni baby a mbe ko akọ to ma ade no na mi wo ha ni mpaibo
Yesro ba se be inde say higher say if Letitia for omu yi ahumano de bia na light na ahumano na jatum de bia na jatum
enipa bia ne omotwetwe nkoma won pese wanim ebeba camera mu so de to yanim se na nka meters ya ebobodua yi hu abobo omo shops ni mu nanso ECG for ba ha omo so mu ye illegal connection enu nti ana wotutu meters ni na ede bebobo se adua yi hu na wo mo de woni hia wo beka esan se de biara da ha wo mote no ayam hihie ene de aba beja wo mo so Adom Kase ye de ani aba behwe na ye de kai mpanyinifo abisa won se aso edua no se de ho te ahoma ebobo ho no eyema anipa wonum edidwa e wa hanom ana midin de abna abrafi agiman
Yeguswa e won kan kropon mo bia e friend se art center e ho ne ye de ni kire na demolition bi koso a chese ye dwiri nkrofo no ma egu anesa na mrahye bedwane a wo mpotem ho ene nipa bi e de o ma no atum se de koso no nya de woni je ho
Wonum ensam trofo nhyiamu ewa Accra Center for Arts and Culture ana divisional chairman Emma CNC Accra Isaac Mensah editu da say wo hwan wo de beto wonum anim say esan Marine Drive project aban eyi nintino opepon bosumi de toso aduasa ewa afimpinu ane aduonu mienu mu no wonsesa wo niam nyina na won free ebia honom dwemtinani ane amane boni twetwe nkomo no ena wode to nanim say
eda no ya ho ana ya je letter bra ye say ya me adma ochina kwesi die a ebai eya ya edwumafo ya wa ha no a center yentum free ha no mama e baby wo Ghana House say yenko ho ya bombodin say ye ne mpemfo ba kasa say Ghana House wone de enye maye nempo de ya kan say enhu hia say edan we mu bedwire egu fom say moje ye Marine Drive project na tourism ade ne ye center we a center we eno so ka tourism dwumedie na ho enti ade na wonhwe na wonsiesie ne ye na wo maintain no na nya part of the Marine Drive project no
Abraza Nato Ajman Rawlings kasa fa saa asemi ho no na odi tu dwa se ensem mpanyinfo a wonum eda CNC edi atudwa no wono de ewofo awon so pa nsenti wode ato aban anim se de wo pese wo yi wonum efi saa bia honom no wonsesa na adwene ewo ho
ye were 3000 artisans na wo ha na sebe womo nya nkrofo a womo stress sika o womo ye adwumayefo a chese baby a womo wo sei no se amanfo ofia brochi ba Ghana na womo won kran na womo hwehwe bibia e be chese ampa womo aba Ghana aheya na womo ba mo pese mutu nkrofo efri ha na baby kra ye pese ye de womo kono enfata o sa wo hwe womo numbers ni edwuma a womo ye no na wo hwe baby a womo se won dey e de womo kono I was so busy who say stakeholder engagement no ekosi he ye person minister no obehu ha na oni won ma wo ha no entnase na omo mba ho nkomo two heads are better than one
yanko mampanyine akachi na okopie mu ewo ha eneyi opanyine de nsema todwa se kwan a yefa so tufo mu agudie wo man mu man ne ho nsensem no emredu se ositimi ensatwemu e de fa ho sanso na ne nyina enkamfo an ebabambo ho nsem efa man ne ho so eno so yehemu dudu mampanyine ne nyina efa apiate ensensem no ho na mampanyine wode na no eto mu
Tia Ghana mampanyina na dan kwakufu ado edi ato oswafo awono ene hwe nsase ene odumankoma gudie ho nsem so samuabu ginapo enim se won hwe na bambo ho nsem a ewo asoye a wo mu etu afoma gudie no behye mu kina ene se ene na wotwe pepepe ena apiate atoye nchem kase esi ewo ho sa atoye nchem emani pedunan ehwere wo mu nkwa ebinim so epripra ebra asoye no eko mampanyini atenaye ye ana abedwafo a wapa wo mu a wo mu ena ebeda apiate support fund wa no wo mo ekochere mampanyini ena Ghana mampanyini editu dwase emra eda wo bese mfie dunia echechere efomagudie tuo eho no ebraso sempanimfo ehwe no wodanimu.
We obviously have to focus on the whole issue of safety in the mining communities and in the mining sector. It's on the table. And we can't run away from it. And in many cases, reforms, this is how it happens. When an incident like this happens, it calls for some serious review of safety measures. I think that it gives us an opportunity to look at the whole regulatory framework, focusing on safety as far as mining activities and the development of the mining sector is concerned.
Enwechi ena utitreni awoda support fund yano Dr. Joyce Ayi enso editu dwase abedwafo ebeye de obetimi bia sebeye a obesiesie apiate ediama omanfo.
We are now putting things together like which banks we're going to use, the letters we're going to send out to all and sundry Momo numbers, but we're sure that by the end of tomorrow, God willing, we'll be able to put all these things in place. I must say, Mr. President, that the level of enthusiasm to give is quite high. I've personally had many calls, people finding out how they can contribute and so on. So we are convinced that we'll be able to raise, well, the word is sufficient funds for the project.
The krakra ena oswafa wono ene hwe ensase ene odumakoma gudie so samuabu ginapo editu dwase obeti committee ya wo mu akwadare e wofoma gudie tuo ensemu sebeye a obehwehwe asemu a esiwa apiate no emu na da achi bi no sa asemi ensibiem.
Yeguso awo apiate ensensem no emu na enei yaya ewufusom e de amani pa bia woto ananano monse do sanse yesi do amanfo so a ne yaka yanom enene na wotwe pepepe na awrehusem isi enti wosom no ekoso Adom TV kase yenso ekopie obi
enne na wotwe pepepe na atorenchem bi esi wa apiatia ewo Christian Unival Mensi ni mu ewa atoye mantem me nam so ma nipa dunso hwere wonkwa na afoforo so aka eprepria enam sa atorenchem no so enti no kromu ni nyina eseye Reverend Abraham Kofi Odobel kasa ewo na wotwe dadwumadie no ase no na odi tuja se
adia ebesi enye na esese yetumi da erade ase ebise erade mo edi amaye enti papa mo onimu asubia tra nyina so asubia ebema yetumi ejina asubia ebema yetumi eyi papaw eni agrabo eni betu ya fa nipa so na wa chichiri yeyire ewo mo se ya hwere niema bebre ya hwere akra nanso onyetumi ejina na yenum so se ono nyame a oye hihye nyame no se niema bi sa ensia niema bi so enyeyi
ohini a owo bepo nana atakojo bremi bi ya wotoso mienu e de ato aban animu se
asema ko a nema minister wachi yi wachi aseyi ele se metiti se sa explosive na eba ya no na police escort ediani ayeno kre mechanic se ayeno kre apiati for no je na hayara na pa sa explosive car no oba as the see ahaya omuna any it is no big night time no ka say police escort ediani ma na ayeno kre
Christian Unival Mensi Krache Dr. Isaac Dasmani enso ekasa wodwumadi
emse ene share awia apo na blast ne by na nkofo binum sebio omonkan ho ebio yenu anoma o displays omo de kakra yeguso alive forming kwa de yebe modern amomo ho aton tinne ihie mo ha sofofo ewoye mo ha at least say 1 week in the observe bibi yehu se ene na otwe pepepe na asem no etien wa ha
Adom TV kase ni yeguso akenkan de ma no yebeda ye ho abaye ba yebeba betwas ya mwakwa babiyon ba Adom TV kase so eye don hwe ya bruma yeguso aye bro so eko na yakoya nim de Ghana Integrity Initiative for ma yenhwehwemu afa Ghana ekwan ye fa so na keta hwepo adwum de ne kankan yetimi asi ano nei omo se ase yenhyeda ntumpon eno ma ye no enhyeda nso ani to makasa e de afa ho
2012 to 2021 mfie du nti this year no ye comparison si ehwe mfie du a ye boss abrai no ye koye nim anase ye koye chi anase ye gina ne ye gina obutantim na ohwe sa analysis na trend no na kire say ya bafem 2 nti we are made a loss of 2, that's -2 downwards. More can in the manifesto next obey na oh yeah, but then near year kaka wanna say or can say otisa obi even allegations on corruption and okotie ni o kind of 7th the inauguration crown say allegations be ba na nkrofo kanwa enya no nkrofo hwan ya biara no yebe hwe ne yaye investigation no eno no hwe a touch makakra enhyeda enko yesa na emra betwemu kakra yi suban bi a yade na edie ewo oman yi efa particularly when COVID struck na procurement insensem bi a ACC ye na response a efi president wo buy na nya kakra enso eni nti okono senior president ka so okono okan mom na mom kasa no adoso achen ne obeye na se wo ya ade a wo ni se wo ye ni se ba ye na ye wo echi no ne ye hunu ya keka biara investigations ba o se ebi no so ye clearing agent na ɛnte saa ɛna yɛka sɛ independent accountability institutions no wɔwɔ mandate wɔyɛ adwuma a ɛwɔ sɛ ɛkɔsi baabi na wɔtumi ɛto aso ɛnyɛ president ne mandate sɛ nkurɔfoɔ yɛ investigation no aka sɛ wei no wɔn yɛ hwee ɛnhyɛ dɛ anim saa nti wɔaklɛ wɔn nsɛmsɛm bi a esisi yɛ Sputnik deɛ betwam auditor general a ne yie ɛne nsɛm a ɛfefa ho nso ɛbetwam a na it has put a dent in the fight against corruption. Idea and that way was here to make.
Ye fra na afie de ani kyerɛ mu ɛwɔ Black Stars ho nsɛnsɛm yɛ sɛ ɔbɔfoɔ no de ne nam ho apaso na Black Stars de sɛ de ɔmanfo asi ahoro mu na ɛm sɛ ne nyinaa ɛyɛ na ɛnɛ yi ɔman mu mmarahyɛ badwafie ɔmo so de ɔmo ho agyem ama speaker at badwako so ɔmo konkɔ yɛ hwehwɛmu February bosome no ne mpompon so hɔ baabi ɔmo fa ho report mrameto Montema Ghana fo hu be
Ebrachi amehine omrashe bedwafie Alban Kens for Sumana Baben ede sansem we etu dwa no edom kuma ne ba no de ne Haruna Idrisu esrese ankabayi a ogefo bosome a wode atu dwa no wontremu kakra emfama GFA ene management committee na wonfansiesie won won enso enya de a achiamehine epreneye o kire se enkosi se ogefo bosome no enko na wieye no na parliamentary select committee ya womo ene hwe youth and sports eso ede enkratasem abeto emrashe bedwafie.
And it's important we take a very serious view of it. And that's why the investigation. And so at the end of the day, this House will have the opportunity to discuss, debate it, and then we take a decision. Yes, Minority Leader.
Well, Speaker, just to indulge you, the Honorable Minister for Employment and Labor is among very few people who have voting rights, even at the GFA. As president of Nsatreman FC. I have the second vote with him as president of Steadfast. What Mr. Speaker is suggesting is not disagreeing with you. He's saying that we persuade the Honorable Patrick Buama that instead of February, you just put the deadline at 30th March. Because we have a major March 23rd with Nigeria. And once these investigations are going, they'll be talking to technical bench management who must focus to get us qualified for Qatar 2022. So he's not disagreeing, Mr. Speaker, with your ruling. He's just saying that instead of February, say 30th March. I'm not sure the Honorable Patrick Buama will have an objection to that.
Afei achiamehine esaka de to aso se enkrata committee edeba beto wonum anim no ene be kire se Ghana ene Nigeria wonum ebesi akan anase wonsi akan
so that we can deal with it and try to right the wrongs before they if necessary engage Nigeria for the qualifying match. If we deem it not necessary, we will say so.
Into a memo Rashabedwafie de Koso and no so for one and a rankrato on some so Esla Owusu Ekufo Eden Suma to was so Ghana Nipado do a woman Mohammed Bupeng or Trepe in the chair toward the man buying or say hardjane or say science buying.
Binding penny for being share mudia a course so wash say e-levy once and some Ghana for nada ebetiasie na what made one washum echiebino ebra was so far or share abefo any kitan dear one some so Esla Owusu any man for we share honum na ekasan which you say so wash Ghana ni pa bebrebe nyina wo de omoko wo hamunchichimu a emu nwotwepe e na echia eto e wo Ghana ha na e-levy ya wo de bei e kamia ye say se ekọ abefo so a ebeboa ama omanfo esese wo twia to wo Ghana hanum no obi biara atwie bi na nya eno nko e-levy nso beboa ama impuntunyuma aban pese wo ye wo Ghana hanum no obetimi aya won kobo bosia emfri amanone.
8% of the population are paying for the developmental needs of the entire country and carrying the tax burden of 30.8 million people. That's not sustainable, and I dare say it is unfair to mainly public sector workers. To me, why regime said you the e-levy in Susuba. Wu edumebia. Emom aban kra ene yen hihye ebet ma amanfo dodo na eyusu abefo kwan so edi nkta ho se ye dwadie se ye adesua se ye apomuden empo se ye kuayo yɛhyɛ ne nyinaa kena emu kena na yafa abɛɛfo kwan so na yɛde ayɛ kora na ɛbɛma adwuma no atumpɔn na akɔnkan na yatrem na yabrɛ yɛsusu sika a cash a yɛyusu no bebree no yɛpɛ sɛ yɛte so na yɛfa abɛɛfo kwan so mo edidi yɛndwa
wɔde saa nsɛm yi to dwa wieɛ ɛna ɛyɛ Alexander Afenyomakin ɛde ne deɛ ka ho bi sɛ
abani yiyi taxes fifi akonim otetew baby oil otetew do abani until now impose new taxational measures are overburden Ghanaians. The records are there. Na e-levy ofihin mpanyinfo a yɛhyɛm ha yɛn nyinaa yɛnyu anda de covid bi reba ɔbɛsɛ yigozi ɔbɛma nkrɔfo wɔn adwuma akɔfom ɔbɛma akwantu ahaw ndɛ ne mu nsɛm pii wiase ne beebiara abani biara rebrɛ osande sikasɛm a ɔde ɔkɔdo na abani tum ozi ne dwuman dɛm sika ne bi nyi hɔ nti yɛbɛyɛ ne dan abana asɛm ɔrekara nye dɛ minimum ezi no kɔ social intervention programs may impose a tax to finance them but easy baby ayedui or they solve nzama akase bien ewo oman Ghana oni nye baze yen roads yana kwan yana moframa wope edwuma aye
enye mpanyifo nkwa na kasa de fa e-levy nsensem no so afọ risk kasem so ken oforiata rempemesi edu na nkasa kugina simpie ni apaso ene Ghana de hye twetwe nkomo kyerɛkyerɛ ensem a wɔkyerɛ sɛ e-levy ne de ɛbɛboa te Ghana de hye nyina nyentom.
We'll do a Q&A on that. So it's mobile money transfers between accounts on the same electronic money issuer, mobile money transfers from an account on one EMI to a recipient on another EMI, transfers from bank accounts to mobile money accounts, transfers from mobile money accounts to bank accounts, and bank transfers on a digital platform application which originate from a bank account belonging to an individual. 100 CDs per day, there's no e-levy on that. So really, in the end, that becomes, where the time meets the road. And what we are saying, in effect, is in looking at these issues of debt, of employment, of infrastructure, I think we should all look to support this. 1.75% of monies that you send around is not the money that is going to kill you, but the cumulative effect of moving from 2.4 million to maybe 11, 12 million paying their part of our taxes will just create this pool of resources for us to be able, as a country, to continue to hold our heads high.
Yena e-levy nsensemi so na na ihoma ba eboka kohwe apomde monsam. Apomde monsam ye body ewrem de na afi afutu akọ e de amagana fo se wani ye oya ebewiase ne ye te no ma de soso ni ade no e ade a ehu nti se kobas wani eho ba hawa fakọ na abenfo hwe se de ebe ye beboa na watimi aso ano.
Obi ene ye ne ya na ono ankasa ebekeka nuro bi abomu ede asoso anase wonkwa yaresabia na emu beko drugstore akope eduro ede eguso no eyade se ede wo haupa ene bre eni no wo man Ghana mu enipa bi wo hono mo ankasa eye wo hu aduro wabra wani ye won ya no ebe wiase no wani efra anase ede yade bi abeja won so a oje won ho a enye eba ne se onipa ne pese okwa yaresabia ekogya yaresha agese okotua sika twitwiridie ewo ayaresabia deputy managing director ya woda Robert and Sons Optical Services no ene money ata na wo kyerese se wo bi eyo no ankasa no hodro abra na ne ye ne ya ede hawo ene bre onipa kro no ankasa wo de sanse mu etu jo wabra Robert and Sons Optical Services ebi wo mo aso ye foforo kra ano ewo koforidia
that part. Medication for any other part of your body, it's critical that you don't self-medicate because you might end up injuring your eye way more than you think or even damaging the back of your eye, which you may not recognize for a while. And now it's very available. Maybe when you go to the market or you're by the roadside, people are selling all kinds of things. Please stay clear from that because self-medication can be damaging to your eyes and cause you loss of vision. And loss of vision is not something that anybody wants to contend with.
Sentia mpanimfo esi gyina yesi wokobie bu okuforidua ene se enipa pii twa kwantenten efri mantema hodo mu ene bankran eba besa wani eyade ne senti okuforidua de yi ebeboa ama wo mu abemben ho no atimi akọho nso akọje irehwe opanyine wakodare ewo enipa eni emu hwehwemu mu meche optometrist ewo Robert and Sons adwumaku mu eni Dr. Yaw Amoakwata no kire se saaso yi ebeboa amobi abefri nani omofri ne wie na se wani yade nso a wapa no aduro ediema no na mu abi wo nso odi akasa onipa no eho
wa wo eni yare bia ehawo a nintino odi tifi anase odi ko Accra anase Kumasi ana mebi biara no enintina yaba kofori ha no se no obetumi e de aba Robert and Sons na ya hwe ama tino ye wo services bebrea ye de ma amanfo mbaba ha no se ntino se wo ba ha no ma ye say obi a o yare bia e behia eye drop yare biara ni yare tisa ade abomani anampu se yare biara kwanko wo so no wo de ba ha no ma e be hwe ama then apart from that nso no se o obi a ade wechu a unhu ni ye o fa book na wo kan a unhu ni nice wo de ko echi ni na se oba Robert and Sons be hwe na yesusu wani no na ye make sure say ye ma on the right and desired spectacles a uhia wo de bi hu ade eye then apart from that nso no ye sanso ehwe glaucoma nhwehwemu
Ejadi mu nsam yebo e de rema osofo ne hwekwa ye ho nsam so wo mamu de atodwa senya no kreda se de nipa bi kase fertilizer e ho akwatwe ebi mo kra se wo de suppliers ka ene ho nkron bo se sansem ne nyina da enya de anokra bia wo
enne Abraham Ashebedwafo ekọ wasetena no ana Emrashebedwani a wogina ma won mo wokọ ada so Dr. Kingsley Nyako e de asembisa emane asoya ehwe kwa ye ho nsam so no se enhyehyeye ben ena wonum edi gu akwan mu se ne ebe ya fertilizers akuafo si wonya bi emfanye wonum kua no obenya bi e wa fimpinu ene aduonum yenu mu se ne ebe ya wonum kua yo no ebetumi akonkan enum ena soafo a wo hwe kwa ho nsam so Dr. Usu Afriye akoto ede atudwa se afimpinu ene aduonum yenu crop season no akuafo obenya fertilizers ede aye wonum adwuma
explorations for production. The government is also collaborating with OCP group of companies, a Moroccan conglomerate, to map soils in Ghana according to their nutrient and chemical composition. This will enable the use of blended fertilizers specific to soil types, promote efficient use of fertilizers, and increase productivity.
Swafui esan kasafa ahokyera akuafo a wonom enyen enkokọ efemu esan bird flu a eto etesenti na wodan na di se wonom ayen hyehyeye a wo be ma sa akuafo empatasika se ne ebe ya ebetumi aso wonom asene e wonom kuayo mu.
To date, 1.2 million farmers have been registered in all regions within the northern belt of the country. A total of 3 million farmers have also been targeted for registration in the southern region of the country as soon as practicable. The database will ensure proper targeting of fertilizer and seed subsidy beneficiaries and prevent smuggling. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Emashebedwafo bi ekere wonom adwene efa fertilizers ho akwa atwe ene sede omanfo bi etwefemu na wo san so eton fertilizers ya anka esese wodema akuafo ema wonom etue ho kakakra bi
yenyina we so na ye na ye ho mra ye bag kansi mu nsem Mrs. Mavis Avonyo file lady bakope o de bebro
Mama akwaba de ba agukensie so Mavis Avonyo file dia job lady visda o papa bi na mde nsem ne bra asida enkoma Menes Beauty Palace wono an ye miti kama edema me wa hweti ya efe papa friend was 0244211106 so no CC o kama Lizzy so ofia and wo CC me kama eye makeup kama na mde nsem ne bra dia na hye ne senche na Black Stars of Ghana kogu ye nima sepoto e wo Afcon na yasan aba ne ba ye parliament fo bia e de nanu atu na Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Alban Bagbin, Eddie Atuja, say Parliamentary Select Committee for Sports, Youth and Sports, Mono, one set committee, no one shishe mupai, na Jumebuja Umkodi, and Umfa report and Famra.
It's important we take a very serious view of it, and that's why the investigation, and so at the end of the day, this House will have the opportunity to discuss, debate it, and then we'll take a decision. We consider this matter before they engage with Nigeria as being stated. And that is why I gave the end of February. If it is that we are just doing it for the purposes of a long term, then, and that we don't want it to affect the already approved and decided program of the Black Stars, then let's say so. Then we can give the committee much more time. But really, I think that we should consider the matter before any further engagement of the Black Stars with any team towards whether qualifying for the World Cup or whether even ECOWAS or whatever.
That's why your Black Stars in Semu or Parliament for and some more air Edefa Hudia. Now, former sports minister Rashid Pelpio, as so actually mu or Shenioma a year in Imguasian by any deal will for say, a bit me abwa dachi, one swaka safa.
You need to have a good management team that can support with managing the overall impact of the game. You need to have a technical team that can take the team through the technicalities and ensure that we have a good playing body. And you need to have a domestic support base. And lastly, you need to have a good playing body. Mr. Speaker, we didn't have all the four. We didn't have a good management, it was poor. We didn't have a good technical team. The results are shown in the performance. We have poor domestic support because I heard lots of people saying they are fed up with the poor performance of the Black Stars and they are not going to support the Black Stars anymore. They were preferred, many people are preferred to support teams like Chelsea, Manchester, rather than the Black Stars.
Former Krobia Metema Kumase Asante Kotoko, board chairman, Ura Herbert Mensa, so Edina Noatun Semi Bimwa watch say Black Stars in Imguasa Omkoguyeno, ya to say, Nanua da main nine ye kaya ni rahono. If we are nufiwa Black Stars poor performance and need you.
The people who follow football, who love football, most of them don't care who's running it. They just want somebody to run it in a way that they are respected for it. And that becomes, in my mind, critical. It becomes a critical issue, whether you're the Minister of Youth and Sports, whether you are in charge of the FA, whether you are the national coach of the FA. You know, you've got to have the humility to understand the pain of the people. If you don't have the humility to understand the pain of the people, then what is this gig all about? We don't do coup d'etats. We are not going to take a gun and shoot you or remove you. But we demand the respect of what it is that we get. And we got a bad deal. We got a bad. And Melo's comments after I just listened, I watched, and I thought, it's a good job in my 60s. Because if I was in my 30s and 40s, like in the old days, you know, there would have been. And those who are trying to cover up what is the biggest national disaster since May 9th, in my view, should be ashamed of themselves. We need to look and build and say, this was a disaster.
Any Sem Kakrami international producer Sergio Manucho Ebuabua no mame de Brownie Asada Enko Enfama McBrown wano ene director me kama and Amiankasa mi namesake Nazi Bongo Amano ne Eric ni obia obo mechidom shronko chesemden semi Ebrewo na nchiakese so Enko Enfama honorable Ochre Befi any the Macams Mr. and Mrs. Macam nchiakese Enko Enfama munyina na kwaku edukumi de aka no eto aso ede ama Mr. Emfa onsanka efidie no
Yamma kwa ba bion Adom TV kase yuguso ayede ema woni gidie mu nsam eduru ha na akoye ni je na ne yensoma yede Doris eje yede ne performance bro wonim se ye bon kakaka na yede kaka woni yede ji ene ne ade enti enko ne enko Doris wo ba stage e den no ye
yourself. You do bad, you do for yourself. As I said this way, a kukua, a Johnny Wabiara, a Johnson Bessinity, into a Jadra, we be Diadipa, Nanya Bejiano, and one of Becha. If you do good, you do for yourself. You do bad, you do for yourself. And it's nasty, Sabi no you're for. Or your share for, and on the number for swap. Or share Johnny Dear, so many Jania, and no money sika. One money be yampa. No, you're catch the war. If you do good, you do for yourself.
If you do good, you do for yourself. Oh yeah, Papa, oh yeah, oh yeah, Bonnie, oh yeah, you know we so kasi any from run away. Diam just so. Eye obedum bi ekoko de kuminat na gina camera chimata eye semufo sanso na ma bright wono ene hwetnet na bibia ma bibia koso sanso ena camera light sound MCR obibia obo aye bia no adomdom insurance enkan nso ahwe nyame insure dasene anase nyame pot na ye besanso hyedo yakra mo na bye bye.